What's up? Tonight's rant, if you will. Again, I don't really want these to be rants as much as kind of just dumping the notes and experiences I'm gaining in life as I'm trying to better my family. I'm trying to better myself for the purpose of bettering my family. And in our world, our situation, something that is crucial and vital is finances. You know, having more money. Obviously, the economy in the world, there's so much out of our control, out of my control, and as a father, and as a husband, and even as just a person, that can be really overwhelming, right? And so there's so many hopes, right? So many things I'm trying to grasp for. So tonight, though, I want to zero in on what does action look like? What does it look like? In the world of YouTube and the internet, there's so many billionaires, millionaires, billionaires that have made it, and they want to turn around and give back and show you how they did it. And I love that, and I think that's great. But it's oftentimes not very useful. It honestly creates a lot of frustration in me because they'll sit there and tell me a piece, just a little piece of their story. And for me, I don't get to see that. I get to hear the cute little parable version. And that can be helpful. And that can also be... It can also make me feel like they're not very relatable to my situation right now. Because the way I see my world is tons of variables, tons of stuff going on. Lots of things I don't feel like I can control. So what does action look like? Well, this is it. I mean, I'm in my car again. I'm gonna keep shooting these in my car. Not out of some sort of... metaphor or anything. Like, it's because this is my life. This is where I have space to record, to be alone. A little lighting, like literally, that's part of the reason this is so important. Why I'm here is because there's some lighting opportunity, and it's quiet. And so I come down here by myself, and I bring my laptop, which doesn't connect to the internet this far, so I learned that. So there's no notes, And it's so much error and trial, but it feels like a lot of error. And here's what I've learned. One, if you just do the thing the worst way possible. Start there. Now I can have this little moment of clarity and insight and go, oh, that makes sense. But gosh dang, I fought that for years. I fight that in everything. I don't want to do it crappy the first time. I want to do it right the first time so I can learn how the right way to do it is, to do it again, right? This is the logic. And I have fought against that so much in my life. Here's a better philosophy, Ethan. This is for you, buddy. Talking to myself, but this is for everybody. Do it the worst way possible. Do it the worst way possible first. And then do it the worst way possible second. And then just keep doing it. Get comfortable with the worst way possible. So the beautiful things about this YouTube channel, nobody's seeing this. There's no views on this thing. Nobody's seeing this. That's kind of nice. I can just be alone, practice this thing, learn it, be really bad at it, be really... mostly just bad at it, and kind of feel my way through the dark. Now that's one, so do it really bad. But point two maybe, I would say, is what you gain from it, though, is little moments along the way. There's like these little moments of clicking, these little revelations from God, these little insights that show you, I guess, why this other way would be the right way. So instead of just doing the right way because that's what you were read or that's what you've been told, which isn't going to yield a lot of understanding. Instead, you get to do it wrong to learn why the right way is the right way. And after that, for me, it feels like, bam, I just got a little bit of increased capacity to just sprint now, you know, and not, obviously not perfect, not everything's figured out, but in that one little area. So for me, and making these YouTube videos is like making them poorly. Okay, so I'll make these really crappy 2001, I mean, I think it started in 2007, so 2008, you know, versions of YouTube, and I'll start here. Well, this is becoming a little bit easier. So now I'm like, well, fetch, I can make 2008 quality YouTubes, if that's not, I mean, if I'm wrong on these dates, that's going to be funny later on. But anyway, but I can make this quality every night, you know, just go and just dump and philosophize for the people, you know, for myself, really. And so that's become easier. Well, great. That's easy. So then that allows me to then, well, what's like the next tiny little thing I could just start to just work on? Like, what's another thing I could do really bad at, you know? And then maybe that'll click a little bit, and then I'll have two things I can do kind of good, you know? And so that's kind of how I'm learning it, right? This is written in books. This is written all over the place. And maybe that's a third point tonight, is reading it is one thing, doing it is another. Now, I think some people would say, well, don't read it. No, do read. Do read. But understand that reading is like one of the worst ways to learn. And especially if you're reading a book like cover to cover. So that's probably another video I want to make. But I've gone through lots of iterations of process about studying and learning, and especially self-learning. Part of my story is I freaking dropped out of school like a billion times. Why? Because I'm an idiot? Well, maybe a little, but more so because education is so poorly delivered that it just drove me nuts, and I drove my teachers nuts, and it just every class was a struggle between me and my teachers pretty much for that. I just didn't feel like they were very good. So anyway, so maybe a third point is, yeah, we need to read and study, but then we also need to go out and do. And here's the thing, the doing needs to be bad. So write that fetching down if you can. When you first do anything, make sure that you're trying to do it bad. You know, I joke with my kids when they do something bad, and I say, hey, good job. You know, you made a bad choice. Or you found a bad choice. Great. And it's kind of a joke. It's kind of a joke. Oh, good, you found a bad choice. Now go find a good one. Well, now I'm looking back at it. I'm like, actually, that is decent. That's kind of what I'm wanting to do here, is find the thing you're scared of. When doing something, when trying something new, find the thing that you're scared of, unless it's falling off a cliff, then don't do that. But find the thing you're scared of, and then just do that. Focus on doing that and getting good at just being horrible at it. And then being good at it's easy, right? Yeah, there's a lot of motivation towards that. And then you realize the scary is not that scary. I feel like that's dang near 90% of life. Just finding out the scary is not that scary. Anyway, so I kind of just wanted to show you that tonight, and just make that point of like, dude, if you're like me, if you're out there going, fetch, dude, I got no fetching money, I'm 30 freaking 2 years old, feel like life just doesn't want anything to do with me, and feeling like, screw it, I'll go out there on my own and just try and fail my whole life, and that's fine. Well, good. If you're there, welcome to the club. There's not two of us. And this is what it looks like, dude. Or ma'am, you know, whoever you are. This is what it looks like. Showing up to the Corolla to go shoot some video. It's going to be bad. You're going to be all over the place. People are going to hate it. Blah, blah, blah. There it is. So, anyway, let's end it there. That's action. That's the inside on of action tonight. So go out and take some action. Go try to do something bad, dude. Go, the thing you're scared of doing, just do it horribly, so that you can know what it's like to do it horribly. Which, again, way more informative than going out and doing it the right way the first time, and you didn't learn anything. In fact, for me, I feel like if I were ever to do that, I would be way more scared of the bad way. You know, the alternative side would terrify me, because now I've tasted what it's like to do it good. So go out and just do it bad. And then do it bad a bunch until it doesn't hurt anymore. And then you're like, okay, it is what it is. That's what bad, I'm good at making it bad. And then the good will be fun and easy. And then you also have a bunch of insight to go with you about doing it bad. So anyway, an insight for the night. There it is. Go do it bad. I believe that concept for me came out of the book, what is it? The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. So, you know, there you go. That's something I gleaned out of there. Very good. You know, go check the book out. And anyway, have a good night. Yeah, go have a little fun with your action. You know, it doesn't have to make you $1 million tonight, right? And that's hard too. And I want it to make $1 million every night. You know, it sucks when you feel like your whole life you've just been fetching failing it every single day. Like, golly. But at least let your failures start to count, right? Let your failures start to count for something and to push you forward and build something for you, right? So use failure. Don't just use action. Don't just use doing the right thing and doing the right systems and blah, 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 blah. Also use failure. Learn to use failure as a tool for building, and then you've got the whole game, you know. Obviously that's oversimplification probably, but I think there's some truth in there, so go pray about it, think about it. Anyway, I love you. Bye.